Hi, America. Hi, Canada. Up there up north in the freezing cold. It's your ex-president, George Walker Bush. Some like to call him a junior. Texas Ranger. I was just sitting back at the ranch last night watching the Denver Nuggets versus the Toronto Dinosaurs. I was enjoying myself a couple of cold Budweisers. Enjoying myself a night of basketball. Little hoop at the ranch. And I was watching that Nikola Jokic. And let me tell you, I got a boner for him. I got a basketball boner for him. You know why I got a basketball boner for him? Because that right there, Nikola Jokic, greatest big man ever. I got a nickname for him. I sent it via Secret Service to Denver Nuggets. I said, you got to switch his name on the back of his jersey. You know what she said at the back of his jersey? BWMD. A basketball weapon of mass destruction. I'm sorry, America, but the greatest big man in the world is not American. He's Jokic. Welcome back, everybody, to the Sports Ethos Toronto Raptor podcast, and I'm your host, Mr. L. Hoopo, the ELHOOPO, and I'm here with Mr. A-Rod, A-R-O-D, and Max Profit. You better pay me. It's the trio, the big three, and we're back, and we got a lot to talk about, so let's do it in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. What's up, boys?
What is up, Hoopo and Max?
Yes, indeed.
Not much.
Oh, Max,
not much.
Look at that turtleneck, man. It is cold up here.
Yeah,
It's cold, man. It's cold.
Yeah, I got a new furnace so I can put a jersey on. My Jalen
Hey.
Rose. Yeah. So, what's going on? You boys good?
We are good. We are good, but the Raps ain't, so...
No,
Yeah, we better than the
We're
Raptors.
balancing out, man.
Yes, sir. We doing way better than them Raptors. Goodness gracious.
Well, speaking of the Raptors, so let me lay out the dinner plate as I usually do. The Denver Nuggets were in town last night, and the Raptors lost this one, as most of you would know, 113 to 104. All right. So give me one word to describe this game. A-Rod, hit me.
Different. A little bit different this time around. Nuggets, a little bit of a different roster coming into town. No longer with the services of Jeff Green and Bruce Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Last year when I was at the game when the Nuggets came into town, Jamal
was
really, really trying hard to put on a show for the hometown crowd.
Mm-hmm.
This year, Jokic just kind of took the steering wheel and just, went to town on these Raps, man. He really, really looked good out there. Jamal kind of just played the secondary role and just chilled. And they got a kind of run-of-the-mill win, But, again, shout out to Scotty, put in the work. He's the only guy out there really doing anything that's of note and kind of exciting. Yeah. Everybody else, shit. See you guys on the trading block.
What about you, Max? One word. What do you got?
One word. Hurry up already. 3 words. And that's with the... That's what the change is. It's clear.
Yeah.
The players know it. The coaches know it. The fans know it. Analysts know it. The Raptors are going to or have to make changes. And so it's like Scotty B knows I'm not going nowhere. You can see it in his body language, how he's playing. It's all about Scotty.
Hey Max, I think the winter's got your microphone a little bit too cool in that turtleneck you got going on there. That turtleneck is the slickest thing I've ever seen, by the way.
Sorry, guys.
But it's eating up your microphone. It sounds like you're disappearing in your own turtleneck.
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Oh, that's a little bit better. There he is.
Can you hear me?
Your word is turtleneck. Hey, that one right there, that was for, what'd you call it? What was Scotty Barnes? Matty Barnes.
Yeah, shout out to the imaginary Matty Barnes out there,
Shout out to Matty Barnes, man.
It's like the Canadian State Farm commercial.
I'd say my one word was Joker, for sure. Joker. Because, man, that guy right there, I want to get into it with you guys because Sam Mitchell said on air, he said before the game, pregame, he was like, you better start the discussion now. Is Nikola Jokic the greatest big man ever? So, and he said ever. He said ever. He says you should start that conversation. Biggest
no, you shouldn't. No, you shouldn't.
Well, that's what he said. So I wanted to hear what you guys would say on that.
I am not starting shit, man. I appreciate where he is as a player at this point in time.
Oh, he's great, man.
I also appreciate watching him. He's fantastic.
He really is, man.
But there's this problem that we have as a basketball society and just an online voice where everybody's so quick to want to have the greatest of all time or, the best at that position. Like, we just need to enjoy players for what they are. Not everybody that comes through is generational. Right now, I would say his passing is generational. Maybe if he gets a few more titles, then we can kind of, start talking about that. Yeah. But, I mean, Jesus Christ, man. Do you remember Shaq in his prime?
Mm-hmm. People can't forget about that.
In his prime, man, this was disgusting. Like,
you couldn't touch that guy.
Until I see Pizza Hut get a handprint of Nikola Jokic's hand right on that basketball. They're going to give you those family-sized pizzas, the ones that get warped after like 3 dribbles. He's not even in that convo, man. Like,
I mean...
go Max, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar won in high school, he won in college, he won in the NBA. Mm-hmm. He had the scoring title for how long? Shooting no threes. Yeah. I mean, what are we doing here?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, when he said that, I kind of cringed a little bit too. But and I 100% agree with what you said, A-Rod. Is like we get caught up in right now. We get caught up in he is the greatest ever right now because that's who I'm watching right now, and he looks fantastic right now, right? Because people don't have that attention span to go and look back and remember the Shaqs, remember the Abdul-Jabbars. Remember that because you have to go back. Like, people get caught up with the whole LeBron thing with Michael. Well, no. You know what? And stop that and go to YouTube and go look at who actually is the better basketball player. It's Michael Jordan. It's just simple as that. So I think the one thing that I do like what I was watching with Joker last night, though, was that speed that he plays at and how he controls the entire game with that speed. No, everyone is helpless to that speed that he plays at, and it's beautiful to see how his teammates, how like Aaron Gordon and Jamal they play within that speed and complement it, because they could go faster, but then they play off of that speed, and it's so beautiful. Yeah,
it's a throwback because we used to watch a lot of that. We used to watch the ball go through Elijah Wan, Tim Duncan, Patrick Ewing. Shoot, even Derek Coleman. You know what I mean? We used to watch the ball go through, guys who had their pace. And this is how I'm going to play it. And this is how the whole game's going to go because this is how I'm going to play it,
Yeah. And, A-Rod, you brought up a really good point. So, Scotty's absolutely killing it right now. And he killed it last night. 30 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, and a block. And he shot well, efficient. I said in the last Quik Game episode that something occurred to me, and I want to get your guys' take on this with Scotty, okay? Because I hear this often. I see it on Twitter. I hear it. Is people say, last night was nice. Good thing Scotty showed up because he was the only one that showed up. Oh, Scotty's the only one that showed up. Blah, 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 blah. Boom, listen. Is it at the point now where Scotty actually has gone to another tier where what we're watching is not that nobody else is showing up, it's just he's that much better now that he's sticking out visually. Like, Pascal did show up the game before the Nuggets game. Guys are kind of showing up, but they're just not even close to the tier that Scotty's at right now. Does that make sense?
No, it makes sense. I think I totally get what you're saying. I think it's a combination of everything.
Definitely. It's not 100%. It's a mix. No.
Yeah, it's a mix, man. I think sometimes it's kind of surreal to watch him play this well, and you're not really, you're not really enamored by it, in the moment. You're just kind of like, oh, great shot or great move or whatever. But then when you sit back and you digest everything the guy's just done, it's kind of just like, oh, shit, this guy's
it's true, right?
He's really, really good, man.
Amazing draft pick. Because he wasn't highly touted, but when I seen the little bit of highlights when he got drafted, I was like, ooh, this guy looks interesting. Yeah. And now look at the potentials. It's all here. It's not potential no more.
I'm not gonna lie. I got caught up in the whole Suggs thing.
I was a Suggs.
I remember talking to you about that,
and I'm still a Suggs guy. Like I like Jalen Suggs, man. The way the guy plays the game, I enjoy it. It's not working out too well so far for him in Orlando. It's kind of like he's gotten better, but it's like a mediocre kind of jump.
He plays like he's gonna get shot at the end of the game. Like this is his last game. You gotta love that.
I enjoy watching him play, and I enjoy him as a player. It's just, Scotty's just better right now. There's nothing else to it. Like, what else are you gonna say? The guy's just better.
Let me take it back to Jokic for a second. And during my run today, I remember something because I remember back when Nurkic was on Denver. And Denver had to decide between Nurkic or
Fane
Jokic.
was telling me about that. I was like, they were on the same team? What?
They were on the same team. And Denver was like this. They weren't sure. Should we go with Jokic? Isn't that crazy? You look back at that and they were...
I didn't even remember that.
Yeah.
Fane was telling me about that, and they were trying to decide who, and I was like, what?
Yeah. And then they just got lucky, and they decided on Joker.
Because I particularly don't like Nurkic. Like, I always felt like this guy, he's not that dude.
I heard his dad's a gangster, though. I heard.
Oh, yeah?
Is it his dad? Yeah.
Well, I mean, from that part of the world, don't you have to be a gangster just to kind of keep your family from not getting wiped out?
That's true. That's who I should have put in the street fight for this or that. Was Jokic's brother versus who was the Morris twin that was gonna fight?
Oh, was it Markeith?
Markeith was gonna fight Jokic's brother. Anyways.
What?
Yeah, you remember?
I know those guys. Those guys don't back down from a fight. They fought a football team, just them two in a bar.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't fuck with Jokic's brother though.
No, I wouldn't do that
either. He looks like he lives in a bowling alley.
With certain guys that don't back down from a fight, like they're bound to pick the wrong one eventually, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you talking 5-pin or 10-pin, Ali? Because it makes a difference.
Well, I think 5-pin because it makes it even grimier. Just like those little balls, yeah.
With like the one pinball machine.
Because he's not, because he's not there to play. He's not there for the bowling. He's there for the Pac-Man and for the gambling.
It'd be an interesting WWE tag team, you know. Cage match, British Bulldogs versus the Bushwhackers type thing. You know, let's go.
Bushwhackers. Speaking of Bushwhackers, do you guys know of anything? My hands need some lotion. And my hands are so parched. I don't know what's going on, but it's a lot of lonely nights.
Listen.
You guys know of anywhere I can find lotion?
Oh, I definitely know the place.
Too deep. Pause.
Popeye supplements will get you right with that situation.
Listen up, everybody. For your lotion needs or your supplement needs, head down to Toronto's own Popeye Supplements and ask them for what you want, and I'm sure they'll get it for you. So this segment of This or That is brought to you by, once again, Popeye Supplements. This or that. All right, boys. I got a big street fight. So this time around, I'm not gonna throw any Raptors in there. I'm just gonna go straight old school Denver Nuggets. We're keeping it in Denver. Yeah, this one's gonna be nice. So the first one, this is a big fight. We got Big Nene. Nene.
Hilario.
Nene Hilario versus Mr. Kenyon Martin.
Whoa.
Easy
That's
fight, bro.
What did you say? Easy fight?
Easy fight, man.
Who you got?
Easy fight. Nene.
Whoosh.
Man, they only put his last name in there because he's part of the NBA, man. If this guy was playing soccer, it's just Nene. That's it, man. So I don't mess with dudes with one name, man, because he must have done some shit to earn that, man.
That's so true. So okay, 1-0 for Nene. Who do you got, Max?
I'm going Kenyon Martin. Big fan of the Cincinnati Bearcats and Bobby Huggins. Just huge fan.
Trina.
Did Nick Van Exel play for the Cincinnati also?
I believe. Ooh, that's a good question.
That is a good question.
Because it wasn't just Kenyon Martin that played over there.
That was a long time ago, though, man.
Yeah.
Cincinnati that was a classic jersey when he was...
Yes, it was.
That was one of my favorite teams. Kenyon Martin was one of my favorite players. I'm glad he was successful in the league. And now, he's still out here with the same kind of personality. His son was in the dunk competition.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Van Exel, played for Cincinnati?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
You know what I mean? Like, that was a great team, Great team.
Played for the Lake Show.
So
I love those teams that were like, they got guys straight out of the hood. Like, oh, this dude would be dead if this coach didn't grab this guy. You know what I mean?
That was
he'd be in jail. You know what I'm saying?
That was like Fresno State there for a while. Remember Fresno?
I love those kind of teams where it's like they're just snatching cats out of the penitentiary.
All right, so I got to break the tie. So I got to go either Kenyon or I got to go Nene. I love your take, A-Rod, on Nene with the one name. You know, fuck with guys like that. He's just so true. But Kenyon Martin, man. At a time when nobody was getting neck tattoos, this guy goes get some pink lips on his neck. I'm like, ooh, the fuck, what are you doing, man? So, and this guy, he kind of scared me a little bit. Nene didn't scare me. I was like, Nene, that's a big man right there. But he just kind of seemed like his knees were going to break. So you could probably I think, I'm going to be technical here. I'm going to be technical right here. I think Kenyon's going to go at him real quick. And Nene's not going to be able to handle it. And I don't even think Kenyon's going to need to lay a punch. I think Nene's going to hurt himself. I think he's just going to twist his knee, fall, and then Kenyon's going to come down and smash him and just give him some dirty elbows or something like that. And
now, if Nene gets a hold of Kenyon Martin, I think it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Yeah, it's a wrap. Yeah, but I just think that Kenyon, he's been in more. I don't know, actually. I'm going Kenyon Martin. All right, this next one is it's not like a battle. I just want to take the opportunity to shout out somebody, and because I was going through the old Denver Nuggets roster, like I do that for every episode. I'll go through and I'll just remind myself
them classic
of
jerseys too.
Yeah. But there was a player that I absolutely forgot about that needs a big shout out that he doesn't get enough shine. Is a point guard from old school Nuggets days. Right there.
Oh, okay.
Mahmoud Abdul Rauf.
Yep.
Okay.
This guy right here. You remember this boy?
The original Steph Curry, man.
I remember him.
Original Steph
Curry.
Dude, he used to pull up from anywhere.
He had the very, very long range, and he had the kind of that audacity that Steph Curry came in the league and sort of set the league on fire with. This guy was a 3-point bomber.
Yeah, back in those days too, he during the anthems he was doing his own thing, and I was like, this guy is serious. I was a fan of this guy because I was like, he stuck out and he took it to everybody. He had no fear. I just remember he had no fear of anybody.
I actually watched him play live just a couple of years ago when he was on the Big 3 circuit.
Oh, okay.
He was playing in there?
Yeah, he was playing in there, man. And
wow,
this guy's
I didn't know he was
40
playing.
and still crushing it, man.
I did not know he was playing in the Big 3. Shout out to Ice Cube in the Big 3.
Yeah, absolutely. And another one, I forgot. Tim Hardaway played for the Nuggets.
Tim Hardaway played for the Nuggets?
Crossover? Yep.
Man.
Nuggets and Golden State.
Yeah.
Tim Hardaway had a great crossover, but I heard him talking about Allen Iverson's crossover. He was straight hate. He didn't show any love to the great Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
I was like, this is Allen Iverson. He didn't show not even a little bit of love. He was just like, nah, that was a carry.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Tim Hardaway, the original killer crossover was disgusting. It was
just
it was
just a 2-move setup, man. That was it.
And that shoe Nike made for him was legendary too. That street ball shoe with the
straps. I remember I had a yellow VHS tape called NBA Action. And you remember that? And it and it had highlights of all these guys, and Tim Hardaway was on there. And I remember that his Golden State days and just killing guys with that crossover. But I'm gonna take him off here because if he said that about Iverson's crossover, calling it a carry, no man,
bro, I couldn't believe it. He didn't show any kind of from one legend to another kind of. Nothing.
You don't say that.
It's kind of crazy though. Now that we're on this topic, because I seen this on Twitter the other day, and it made me think. And I kind of agree with this, man. The NBA is one of the only sports where the legends just straight up hate on the new guys. These guys are just so goddamn salty. 99% of the time.
To generation.
Yeah, man. And if you look at the NFL, all these guys are showing love and everything. They're you see a running back like Emmitt Smith talk about a new age guy, be like, oh, he's pretty good. He's got a few moves and this and that, whatever.
Yeah,
they're all nice. But NBA, man, these guys are just haters, man.
I think with the NBA, they get represented a little wrong too. I think the loudest ones are the haters, whereas in the NFL, there's a lot of good guys that get a mic. Whereas in the NBA, the good guys don't seem to have the personality, or I don't know if they get But the guys who got something negative to say, there's always a podcast or a microphone ready to, you know. In the NBA, I think the guys who talk the loudest kind of give the rest of the legends a bad name. But there is too many haters, though.
Do you think it's
Kareem
money too?
Abdul-Jabbar was going crazy with that vaccine stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think it's money too? Because I think every generation there's more money being paid to lesser talented players. So then
Michael Jordan don't hate because he was making all that money,
but he was like the only one. But if Mike's generation looks at these guys now and they're like, how in the fuck is like give me a random like mid player right now? Like how is
Zach Levine?
Yeah, how's Pascal Siakam gonna get a supermax? Like, come on, man. That would be like equivalent to not Luke Longley, but Tony Kukoc getting a supermax at that time. Like, no, come on. And there wasn't even a supermax at the time. But anyways, we got one more this or that here, and this one will be kind of fun. So, who do you think made more goofball plays in their career?
Ooh,
all right, more goofball plays.
Here we go.
J.R. Smith. Or JaVale McGee. JaVale McGee or J.R. Smith. Who do you got? Who made more bonehead career plays?
McGee.
McGee
was on Shaqtin' a Fool like pretty much every week, man. It got to the point where like this guy just lashed out at Shaq because he was just so angry about it.
I remember that.
And like, you know, I felt bad for him because some guys are just clumsy and that's just who he is.
He's clumsy.
You know, it's just unfortunate, but you know, JR just like his plays just kind of got magnified. But like
because he was a loud personality too.
But when JR went on a heater, this guy went on a heater like. This guy would go and just drop bucket after bucket after bucket. It was ridiculous to watch.
And then he'd drive home in a tank because he owned a tank in New York. Did you hear about that? He had a tank. What do you think, Max? So we got one for JaVale, for McGee. Who do you got? J.R. Smith? What do they call him? Swish? And McGee.
I'm going with JR.
You going JR?
There's nothing worse than a cat. Nothing worse than a cat that'll fool you, and then when stuff gets real, and that's what JR is. He's the guy that you'll take on the mission. Hop in, let's go. We're ready to ride. Yeah. And bang, 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 this stuff pops off, and JR is doing something crazy. Whereas JaVale McGee, he ain't even getting in the ride. We're not letting JaVale McGee come with us tonight. We're not even telling him what we're doing. You know, we're not even telling JaVale what we're doing. But JR will fool you thinking he's a G. You know what I'm saying?
And then he's outside of the car without a shirt on acting crazy.
And he's just Mr. Bean, you know? He's Mr. Magoo, you know?
Mr. Bean, oh no.
Man, you're right. Yeah.
But A-Rod, you're right. Like, JR will go off, and it'll have you thinking, oh, this is my guy right here. No, that's not your guy.
No, that's not your guy. Yeah, he might be your guy on Monday, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. All right, so 1-1, you had JR and JaVale. So I got to break the tie again. You guys always have me breaking the tie.
We got to get both sides of the story, bro.
You know what? I'm going to have to go because I'm going to go with who had the biggest bonehead play. And that J.R. Smith in Cleveland with LeBron in the playoffs.
Man.
That play right there kind of, just the look that he gave, like, oops. Like, oops. No, man, not oops. Like, come on. Like, what's your problem? Get your life together, bro. You know what I mean? Like, that to me was crazy. JaVale just did a lot of dumb little shit. You know what I mean? Like, he bounced it off his head and then he tripped. Or, some, like, funny shit. But, like, on the stage, big goofball moves,
when it's that moment, it's like, okay, here we go. We're in the foxhole.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Are we going to ride? And this guy, no. All right, that was another episode of This or That, brought to you by a whole lot of lotion from Popeye
Supplements. Hey.
Vitamin E for the win.
Yeah, vitamin E, man. We need it right now here in Toronto. A lot of you by the way, we have a new listener in China. Whoever you are, we want to give you a big salute. We got new listeners in Romania. Yes. We salute you. We have new listeners in all over Europe right now. We're popping off all over Europe right now, so that's fantastic. So we, Max Profit, myself, and A-Rod want to give you a big salute and thank you for listening to the Toronto Raptors Sports Ethos podcast.
Much appreciated.
Let's go around the NBA now. What do you boys think?
Let's go round and round.
What do you think of the Ja Morant return after 25 games? Hit me with that amazing, beautiful game. I hit you boys on the group chat, and you guys actually, because I posed the question to them. I said, man, listen, if Ja Morant guides these Grizzlies out of the dumpster fire they're in right now and brings them into the playoffs, does that mean that he gets MVP? I personally think if it's allowed and it's legal, yes. But what do you boys think?
It was great to have him back, man. A little bit of a sabbatical. Nice to see him back because you know what?
Sabbatical.
Yeah. It was nice to have him back, man, because you know what? He's the face of a league. He's a young guy. He makes super exciting plays. This guy can give it to anybody, man. Yeah, this guy will catch a body any night.
Yeah.
Like with one of these dunks, and it's fun to watch for sure. Whether or not he's a winning player is a whole other different discussion, but it's great to have him back. Let's just hope he can stay out of trouble, man, because it sucks when guys just waste away their prime and their talent,
Yeah. What do you think, Max? What's your take on Ja Morant's return?
You owe. Youngin, you owe. Big game, big win, big splash. Oh, you talented. Oh, you a star. Bro, we knew that already.
Yeah.
You missed 25 games. I need about 15 more of those type of moments before we back. You in the red, cuz. You owe. So, Ja Morant is great, but he's got a lot of work to do before I can really start giving him that love,
Yeah, and I do think just put your phone down. One, you can keep going to the strip. Just put your phone down.
Look at all that mess. No charges. Just put the phone down.
Put your phone down. If you're gonna go to the strip club, enjoy the strip club, but don't bring a gun. At least don't bring your gun.
Don't let us know. Whatever you do, don't let us know.
Stop doing that part. Don't put it out there. Stop snitching on yourself.
Yes.
Like that's some dumb shit. Like
stop videotaping everything. Just enjoy.
Stop.
Anybody, not just Ja, but
just
all
everybody.
These kids. Enjoy whatever moment you're in and just chill, man.
Oh my god!
You don't need to video it or share it or anything.
Hey Rod, so I don't forget. I was at the barbershop today to go on your point right now, and shout out to my barber what he did to my beard today. It's perfection. Anyways. Speaking of which, there's this kid getting his cut, right? Yeah. He's filming himself, taking pictures,
getting a haircut.
Like,
Wow.
what is happening? So I think that goes to his point of put your phone down, Ja. You don't need to film this. You're snitching on yourself right now.
Yeah.
But
anyways.
What's so weird too is just to touch on this very briefly is why are you even sharing this? What is the psychology about it? Who are the people you're sharing it to? Nobody cares, man.
Nobody cares.
It's almost it didn't
you don't
happen.
Owe nothing to nobody.
Yeah. They get trapped into weird, this thing where it's they feel like it didn't happen if they don't record.
If they don't see it.
Yeah.
If I don't record this, then it never really happened. That's kind of that trap that they're in.
Which is so stupid because some of these things you're doing, you hope people don't know what happened.
It is stupid, but I gotta admit, because I'm from both eras, I be getting that feeling sometimes of recording stuff and thinking about things in marketing and promotion. Yeah. But these youngers are thinking more clicks and attention and maybe that girl at school's gonna talk to me and something like that. But either way, it pops in my head a lot, and because I'm from our era, I'm man, chill. What the hell you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but other times it's okay, this is marketing. You gotta. This is a good opportunity. You gotta balance it. But with the youngins, they don't have the previous era to balance off with that. They just get caught up in whatever the algorithm is programming them to do. You know what I'm saying?
And I also think on top of the algorithm, there's the parental algorithm that gets implemented into your data set. If you know what I mean, it's what's coming from your home, what's coming from your uncles, what's coming from the elders of your family, your father.
You can't
his
sit
dad,
the kid in front of the TV and go about your business no more. It's more complicated than that.
Yeah,
right?
but I get the vibe that his pops is kind of on the same vibe. I don't know. I'm not going to
Jaws?
speak. I'm Jaws' dad. Yeah, Jaws' dad.
Yeah,
Like, I
Jaws
get
dad.
the vibe.
Yeah, I don't like judging the dude, but
No,
yeah,
I don't want to
from
do
a
that either.
distance, from a
Yes.
distance, it looks like he's being a homie and not a pops. It's true.
Exactly.
But I don't know
So,
what's going on over there. You know.
yeah. Well, you know what? Let's let's not. Yeah, I don't want to speak on somebody else's family, and I don't want to be judging or any, because you know what, I don't know you, and I honestly don't want to. I don't want to judge your trials and tribulations either, because I don't know what you're going through. But at the same time, we are, as basketball fans, we want to see you succeed, because you are an incredible basketball player. As A-Rod said, you're so much fun to watch. You're one of the most fun players that's come in a very, very long time. And we all enjoy how you play. So let's just, like we said, put the phone down, relax, do your thing, but don't snitch on yourself. We don't need to see it, okay? So one at that. What has stuck out to you boys around the NBA right now? Anything you want to touch on? I just want...
Give the Clippers a little bit of credit. They're on a nice little win streak. I still think they're a bunch of garbage and they're probably going to lose in the playoffs. But until that time comes, good for them to win a few in a row. I think the longest active win streak right now goes to them. So got to give them credit when it's due.
They look like they're having fun right now. Like
Kawhi's playing
that
well.
Euro step he did last night.
Nice.
Oh.
The Clippers pain me. They pain me because I was all ready to go, but James Harden just messed up the mix. Like, you know, when you got a perfect drink and then it's a little too much chaser, a little too much liquor, and now the mix is like you can't get that mix. You had the mix right.
Yeah.
You took that sip and the mix was right, but then you messed it up.
I thought Max was gonna go until somebody put a little umbrella.
A roofie,
Gets mess around and get their whole stuff canceled. Talk about that stuff, you know.
Have you ever walked around with a drink with an umbrella in it?
Hell yeah, man! I'll be on a resort with that, man.
Oh no, yeah, resort. That's when it's legal. Yeah, absolutely.
At the club though, no. I mean,
no.
I'm not trying to walk with a little umbrella in it, man. And just go up to a girl and be like, "Hey, what's up?"
You send the wrong signals out there, baby. You might get approached by the wrong side.
Man. You like walk up next to her and you blow the umbrella so it moves and it goes.
Lame alert.
You can make anything cool. All right, so I'm on the same tip with the Clippers too. I'm actually like, I was on the same thing that Max was saying, like, why'd you fuck up the drink when you put James in there? But I'm seeing James is now like, I think James Harden might actually now be to the point where he's like, I probably shouldn't fuck this one up because I don't think I'm gonna get another chance. No.
I mean, listen, I like James Harden. I've been a fan of James Harden for a long time.
Yeah.
But I think most people can see that this is only going to take a matter of time. When the games become important, James Harden will show up for a couple. He will show up for a couple because that's who he is. But when it's like a game 7, everything on the line, this guy will fold. Like
you're talking about Harden will.
Yeah, Harden. And the thing is, he folds in like spectacular ways. Like just completely non-existent, and the body language is garbage. So
it'll be interesting to see how Ty Lue, one of my favorite coaches, and Russell Westbrook's one of my favorite players. So I hate that James Harden's on there. Kawhi Leonard won the championship for us. Powell's over there. You know what I mean? Like, but it's gonna be interesting when those moments eventually come, because A-Rod is dead right.
Yeah,
put all your money on it. Put your mortgage money on it. There's going to be issues. There's going to be issues with James Harden in big games. And what's Ty Lue going to do? Okay, James Harden is not playing hard tonight. I'm going to bench him. Are you going to do that?
Nope.
Yeah. You know what I compare it to? You remember back in the day when you get a new girl and she's like just fucking perfect. She's wild. Sex is crazy. Everything is wild. It's perfect. But then 1 week in, she's a crazy bitch. It just happens like quick. Like she held it back for a week. I just think this is going to crash hard and fast. Do you know what I mean? The Clippers thing. It looks nice right now. They're like, everything's good. It's gonna be one slip up at the club. It's gonna be one slip up in the change. Like something's gonna happen, and it's not gonna fare well for that team.
Let's be honest though about just the Clippers and the roster they have right now. Kawhi is really treading on thin ice with his health. That guy has not been healthy in general for a long time.
No,
and he's played every game this year, so it's great. But the other night he made a comment, and he's like, "Oh, we should be able to sue for negligence," because he was talking about the NBA forcing him to play like every game, right? Unless they're injured, right?
I didn't know he said that.
Like, check this out, man. This guy is talking about I should have the right to sit out whenever I feel anything, right? And yeah, if you're hurt, for sure you should sit out, right?
Yeah.
But this guy's talking about sue for negligence. Like, bro, this is your job, man. This is your job. Like, can you imagine if I said, "Oh, I don't want to go to work, but you should still pay me, and I should sue you if you don't"? Like, this is essentially what you're doing, man. Like, and the thing is, Kawhi has not been healthy for a long time, so hopefully he remains healthy. But my gut feeling is at some point in time, because you haven't had that resistance build up, and play for a while.
Yeah,
I think this guy is just gonna have a little something, and they are one injury away from being razor.
They're one injury away.
And then Harden's gonna have to take the reins, and it's not happening, man.
Game over after that.
It's done, man.
Yeah. They're like New Edition right before Bobby Brown left. I mean, it's shaky, man. It's shaky.
It just came through, so this is fresh news right here. The Pistons lost again, and to the third string Utah Jazz, 119 to 111 in Detroit too.
Yikes.
I'm sorry, man. Everybody gotta go. Every last player and the coach and the general manager.
No, listen, man.
Boom.
Keep them.
Boom.
I want to go check out some games for a very low price, man. And then hop over to Windsor after and grab some.
Oh man, you could go to Detroit. Listen. You can go to Detroit with a bag of about, I'd say, $45,000. Get courtside seats and a house.
Forget about it.
And no joke. No joke.
That's not even an exaggeration, my friend.
No, I know it's
not an exaggeration.
You can get a house for $25,000,
but you'll get one. You'll get one.
Oh, you'll get a house. You'll get courtside seats and a house, man. Man, that's sad. Okay, well, up next, let's get the fuck out of Detroit. Next game is 76ers, so it's in Philly. So the Raptors are in Philly tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern time. What are you boys looking for, and what's your gut telling you? What's your gut telling you, and what's your heart telling you?
I'm watching the game with no volume because I don't want to hear any commentary on it. I don't even want to hear stupid-ass Embiid wail every time this guy always goes up. That's annoying me. Also, you know what? Pascal does it too. Like, he learned that off of DeMar earlier, and went to X to the power of 8 on it. But I will say this for Embiid,
he's the MVP favorite right now.
As good as he is, man, it pains me to watch this guy dive on the floor every play and in spectacular ways, man, just to try and draw fouls. And I just don't want to hear about the commentators going "Oh, that's a foul," or you can't do that, you can't put your hands there, or whatever. I just want to watch a game, man. So let me just watch it without commentary. I'd sometimes do that with boxing because it makes the watching more pleasurable. Yeah. So I don't want to hear any sounds. I just want to watch it. And whenever he goes to the line, I'll go make myself a sandwich. I'll come back. Hopefully he's not there.
Make myself a sandwich.
Yeah, man.
I hate when it gets to that point watching a game, but to go to your point of muting games, I used to do that. I used to mute the game. That's when because you want to keep watching it, but it hurts. You don't want to hear it. But I'll watch it.
Yeah.
What do you think, Matt? Oh, so sorry, A-Rod. You think they're gonna get slapped? The Rap's gonna get slapped? What do you think?
I think they're gonna lose just because of where Philly's at right now and where we're at. I don't really have a lot of faith in our team.
No.
Maybe on one of the pods coming up we can talk about Darko and what we think so far, because now he's given third of the games we've gone through.
Yeah.
The season.
Yeah.
It's pretty fair, to judge somebody on a third. I think at least initial. Reaction.
Yeah. Let's touch on that going into the new year. Let's give them a report card.
Yeah.
You know what we'll do? We'll do a report card in the new year of where the Raps are at. I like that. So, Max, what do you think? What are you seeing in this next game?
Oh, we're gonna get slapped. Did you see what the Joker did to us? Bro, we're gonna get slapped. Regular season, Joel Embiid's gonna shoot about 50 free throws. He's gonna make about 37, 40 of them. And it's going to be the slowest, most boring, longest game. Thank God James Harden's not on the team. The free throws you used to watch during a Philadelphia 76ers game when it was Embiid and Harden.
Yeah. Oh my God.
All those guys do is go to the free throw line.
Before I forget, did you guys see in the last game, our girl there, I forget her name, courtside reporter, was interviewing Dwayne Casey. Dwayne Casey was at the game.
Dwayne
Why is
Casey,
Dwayne
okay.
Casey at the game? And why did he look so happy? And why did he look like he was just praising the Raptors, like up top and bottom? He even said, what did he say? Thanks, Masai, for hooking me up. Why is Dwayne there? Are we about to hire Dwayne Casey back, defensive coordinator?
No.
I mean,
Dwayne Casey had his great career with the Raptors. It was all downhill when he left us.
Yeah.
That's why he's smiling. Bad. That's why he's cheesing. Because remember in the good times, baby.
That's true. Okay. Yeah, you're right. He's free of Detroit. He's back. Yep. He's back in Toronto. He's with his lady. Yeah, okay, that's what it was. I was just like, you looked way too happy right now. Like, for how it ended. Like, I don't know.
You might have a little side mini here, held up in a condo,
She's waiting at Real Sports, giggling to herself, seeing him on the big screen. Oh, there's Dwayne. Well, all right, let me get back to the next game. So I think 76ers Philly. Yeah, I think Raps are going to get shot in the head. I think that's what's going to happen.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah. I do. I don't think it's going to be even close. I think Nick Nurse takes these games just as serious as Dwayne Casey
I didn't even think about that angle right there. Oh, wow.
Nick wants every single... Nick, this is Super Bowl for Nick. He wants to destroy and implode the Raptors organization now. So he's going to go in as hard as possible. And as he's done the previous games we've already played against Sixers this year. So I don't think we really have a chance. I think if Scotty keeps this up and somebody can just... I don't know. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I kind of see this Scotty Pascal thing kind of working right now.
You do?
I do.
You're the one who brought up the friction.
I did, but I'm like, oh my God. Okay, before we go, is this going to be a case of like we look back 10 years from now and say, oh, I wish they would have stuck it out, like with Vince and Tracy
McGrady?
No.
Yeah, is it going to be one of those cases?
No. Even Vince and T-Mac would have never worked together.
I thought they would have. I wanted T-Mac to stay for just 2 years.
It would have been legendary.
Just sign a 3-year deal and stay for 2, please.
Yeah, but you know why you're saying that too is because you've seen his usage in Orlando and what he did, and you're like, oh man.
No. I was a fan of T-Mac when he was on the bench. He wasn't getting no love. Like I was rooting for him,
I think most people wanted to see him play, but like they would have never developed enough to be those guys, man.
He just started to get a little comfortable, and then bang, he was gone to Orlando.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? I don't want. Yeah, you're right. It's not going to be that. I'm not going to look 5 years down the line and say, "Oh, I wish they would have stuck it out together," because I think it's impeding on Scotty's development. If you were to pull him out of the situation, Pascal, I think it's just going to explode. Never mind. I don't know why I said that, but you're right. It was a thought experiment. All right, guys. So I think 3-0, we got Sixers taking the Raptors. We're a real positive pod on the Raptors.
Watch them mess around and win this game. Like,
Probably.
Like, you know what I mean?
All right, boys. That was a lot of fun. And I don't know, this coming Sunday is Christmas Eve, so I don't know, folks, if we're going to be doing it. Maybe it's a game time call. We'll see. I don't know, because Santa Claus is coming to town, and you know how it is with the cheering. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But if we do, we do. If we don't, we don't. Guys, if we don't, let's all send out our Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy
Merry
Holidays
Christmas
to
everybody.
Yeah.
Whether you celebrate, you don't, have a good weekend. Enjoy your time with your family, friends. All the love, all the good stuff. Thank you for listening all the time.
Yeah. Max, you got anybody you want to shout out for Christmas or Happy Holidays, New Year's, all that stuff?
Shout out to everybody that is looking for a gift for their mama right now or their wife right now.
Yeah.
That is the hardest one to get. And it's the most important one too, right? Like that kind of judges what kind of year you had. The kind of gift you get your mom or the kind of gift you get your significant other, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of like a signal of how well you did this year. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody that's going through that right there.
Well, I got mine. I went to Gerrard Square and got a bag of blanks, blank T-shirts. Just a bag of blanks from Gerrard Square. Love you, Ma. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Happy New Year, or not Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate. From us to you, from the Toronto Raptors Sport Ethos podcast, and we will see you soon. And bye-bye. This was another episode of the Sports Ethos Toronto Raptor podcast. And please note, please be safe this holiday season. If you have a drink, and you have a drink, and you have a drink, and more drinks, please don't drive. Don't be a stupid fuck like Jamal McGee once was, or J.R. Smith once was. Be smart this holiday season, and be... Damn, man, I don't know why I'm doing a PSA. Love y'all. Bye-bye.